Well, yes, I'm back. I said this is the last lap. Oh, you be so 9:25 now. You pay jayimu. My men now want to say go to Jibra or Eshe and this is from the Electoral Commission making come. But me acknowledge Kofi Adams. Boom, no challenger. On the medical boom, no challenger. Yadamwasi say continuously more edges as my making to more boom. Damasi in advance. Somewhat to me and this time the margin should be big. Now on Chile or no year authority with your support. We need him in parliament, to support that worthy cause now more the Ghana per se the next level in our life. Isa Hussein in Sukai, the constituency also Papa he was a former member of parliament for Okaikwe. Is it North? Yeah, North. They say Dokuya any woman they say. I can't say woman they say. Anything they say. And I don't know. Teresa.
Dadanoa.
Oba Dadanoa. But I hear say.
Now no be a yapam no. I'll say your friend no Ohiniba. Now we Ohiniba now went to me and your constituency here. Yapam we free. Now Baba share okay kono. If you say ni mu no mo ja obo ho a odi nkuni obewini primaries. Obewini primaries. Na okay kono
it's turning o.
Me say yen label okay kono say for sale. Me makoho yen label conference you say
no until me catch go feel.
Yen label look Fuseni no no muja obo na odisika beje primaries no.
Ko be your kind queen no so.
Teresa so the DMP for 4 years. Yemfa no to me ho. Ejuma me give with 4 years. No yemfa to Teresa ho be dwane wo constituency.
Fuseni.
Now Teresa when can you say Teresa not you?
Jai.
When can you say Teresa or constituency?
Jai wasem.
What kakalika?
See Jai wasem.
Me see. Oh ni apata wo constituency.
Me
na make am
tie.
Container be no dey abesi Achimata school campus. On no Teresa. On tina constituency.
Fuseni. Eno jai no ho a 1 year ni juma year primary ye di sika be we ye gi free ni sem. Oh, be say ono ena we jai no ho ama ye di sika aba be gi primaries ni free ni sem. Na okai kwe no enye for sale. Okai kwe no
enye for sale na say
enye for sale. Tie. Omahini. Say woni makropon.
So you do
every nkra e kwa akropon how many minutes?
Enwakra.
Enti what will be the basis? Obi a we MP for akropon ahaya. Say nka maybe we MP was somewhere in the upper east region. We beka say distance ninti. Afa die ma ware
Ras Mubarak fie Ablekubanov for
Ras Mubarak yes, of course he was going home. No, tie. He was going home. That Mubarak was going home. There or say your friend no Oheneba. We are baby we are Oheneba. Baby are free. Why MP were for 2 terms. Now when to me and hear what
are you thinking
now when January free? Oh, massa. Okaikwe North is not for sale. Okaikwe North is not for sale.
Part of Okaikwe.
Me see.
So say
some of the MPP delegates allow themselves to be bought. Intia or rejected this very hard-working gentleman.
So we are part of
the entirety of Okaikwe North. Omun Tom vote in Fama. Me see. Omun Tom vote in Fama Dupia. Look, Akropon haya. When to me first we January free ho. One kasa baby away or this year. When to me and hear what ye. Now yemfa Okaikwe North from Bambeche.
Patriotic Party. Any way a candidate or running amaye. Now
New Patriotic Party or Assem Kra. New Patriotic Party. Make the person.
Are you sure they will maintain Teresa?
Okaikwe is not for sale. Okaikwe
now we are all coming together.
Whatever it is,
we are all together.
They say whatever it is that you consider say a mistake. Teresa Ladi Awini, she has done creditably well.
Nothing.
At least, luckily for us, the 2 persons, so no MPs. If you compare functioning on the floor, we say on every day, and yeah, because be NDC, I will choose Teresa over Dokuya on any day. And because me NDC, I will choose her over Dokuya. And I think that the people of Okaikwe North will maintain Teresa Ladi away.
Okay, so then are you maintaining Hohoi?
We are maintaining Hohoi from what I gather and what I've seen from the reports that I have read. I believe Pastor Honorable Amewu is done enough to maintain Hohoi, and he's going to maintain Hohoi. Yes, not saying he help work, we paid people, filing and all.
Well,
Hohoi, we are maintaining Hohoi. Yes, we are maintaining Hohoi. We are making a statement, and we are getting into OT, and I believe there are a couple of seats in OT that we will win.
Hohoi MPP, Omonya zero votes. MPP nya 0 votes even before Amewu be a candidate. And MPP nya kura omunya at least over some 10,000 votes. And this will be keep fit and I will be BB. Now to me mobilize even 50% of the votes now you will get even more than the crowd that we saw on the street, because the crowd we saw there and more than 5,000. So I'm surprised say Ubibeka say nipa no ko filing or you keep fit the buses that went round.
We know our strength to the voter.
Yeah, the buses that went, and I'm saying that the buses,
and we are playing to our strength.
The buses that went round. Look, we made some strategic mistakes in 2020. Akunjanu kudi MPP nsem ewo hohwe. We have since resolved all those issues. This time around, look, here we are primaries, it didn't take any time for everybody to come on board. As compared to the 2020 year, maintain who I say, Ebinumu feel say, the SAL area delegates of about 450 should not have been part of in deciding and so on and so forth. No issues, all those things affected our unity after the primaries. This time around, the bisa anyhow. And so we share a Juma candidate no so look, who cause this here through the support of Her Excellency Lordina Mahama and President Mahama. Polyclinic project koso the dindin the Adabraka Zongo area ho. Now a hoso na Amewu cause a lot of votes every year. And clearly the people have turned back to their love. Don't forget, say, even in 2020, and you say NDC, LUC, sa constituency presidentially, and parliamentary, and LUC, and there were underlining factors.
Okay, so go for me
that I will not discuss publicly. But let me say, in the 4th anniversary of the passing of our late former president and founder of NDC, Jerry John Rawlings. Exactly 4 years ago today, Yante Assembly. Some of us, Anopanona, your campaign trail, Mako, Ekurasibi, Queensin, a Honona network, and share that in your few spots in our network. So, me pay Hona messages, a drop here. I didn't believe it because before then, I think on the 30th of October, and I'm in Ekasai. I was coming to see him on the 3rd of November thereabout. But due to campaign activities, the Monday, I met some friend said, so that Tuesday meeting ain't possible. And he, on my entry call the next day. He didn't give me any indication, say he was having any situation. But, well, it went on and on. Wednesday, one day, Juma, Thursday, he was rushed to the hospital and situation improved, later to be discharged only for relapse, and on Thursday, 12th November 2020, Yante Assembly. I think President Rawlings has significantly contributed to Yen Kainko. People who didn't understand him, people who didn't even like him as a person, have grown to love him many years after he left office and even after his passing. In that situation now, you go through no amankofo bebre so who say Jerry Rawlings truly was a patriot. He served his country so well. Wunim na, wo ben na, and I'll say this is truly a man who has designed out there to serve his people. Who are very far. Now we tieni and for car. Who be doing say this is Kakai, but that was not who he was.
So
may his soul truly rest in perfect peace.
All right, so Kofi, that's for this information, very relevant.
And then his party that he founded will be having a small ceremony at the party headquarters.
Okay.
And we have directed also, say, because of campaign activities in all the teams, about 10 a.m. Obia observe it, maybe you should observe a 2-minute silence in honor of His Excellency.
Okay, Fuseni.
I will identify with that now. I feel when I'm mentioning to my.
I'm sure all Casara, I'm mentioning to my.
In fact, time for Omampini, Obia will do my for 18 years, and I mean from where he started off. Yes, in Yana, or no Yamampi. Ebema, Ebusian for Yako, Ebema Kofi Adams, and Casamano, the Casamafo. It just takes me to at times when President Rollins Kasa, ni NTS, and they will take Kofi Adams to on church as what he actually meant to say. Then you know, Yamifani Kra AC. Your year, Emma May, there, or yes, so any part, it can be complete. I mean, none of us will also be complete until Yami and Fanny Crazy could say this year.
Okay, so on that note, Majidi say, Electoral Commission for Ingovimo, the more requesting for numbers about GA, you know. I want to break down about some.
Starts.
Yeah, well,
starts number.
Oh, yeah, they have it here.
Computer one.
Total number of voters on biometric register 18,640,811. Total number of special voters 131,478. Voters without biometric data 1,870. Total number of valid voters 18,774,159. Total number of voters on exceptions list 33,352. Total number of voters on multiple lists 26,569. Total number of voters on proxy list 2,141. Total number of transferred voters 310,579. Total number of absent voters 441,173. And they have a breakdown of whatever they mean by absent voters, what they mean by without biometric data, what they mean by special voters, and all those. So the breakdown is here for everybody to go to. I'm sure the NDC and the MPP and movement and all other political parties, you know, they will get to understand it better. Now, it's very important because
well, Omahini, I mean, one class Electoral Commission now omwadwin any horses our data a critical data for analyzing register now omode amaye. In this era of IT and in this era of pushing for transparency, this should have been the basic thing because Kaya Abraham now complaining about some issues to do with the registers. You know. Now it has everything to do with some of these data figures you know, about proxy, about transfers, about this information and that. And she said, "We say why you juma now with the register no my parties
my specifics
you know. Say me register now me kurano out of these registered persons you know, biometrically registered you know, 18 ebeye proxy. Na proxy now mo beye no kurano maybe we call below, we can now go and add regions, the regions and then constituencies. Now you global figure. No? Out of this, omo transfer. So these people transfers, and these ones will be on the absent voters list, and so on and so forth. That data was necessary. I mean, when you enter now, omo am fam wadwin na omo wadwin say omo kwa na omo be kura nti omo fam political parties. This should tell the voter, or more no more concerned, they be saying the NDC maybe your tomama, maybe Jayama, should let them know say this time round we are not sleeping. we are following yebedi every detail BH and every information be here to help us say yebe analyze the system any bibia ebema about one be finchim no yebe and it's part of the reason intia ye call you know yankoji just the register now.
Okay.
You see, you hear this data. And good that it's taking them so many days and they have finally brought us our data. You assume you be one analysis. You are one you debate.
Okay, so with the figures person.
Pano. Sabe. Abba. Then one.
But we should be worried a bit because you go fika no. What the idea we brain now one find who should just rank one my.
Any first time I ever tried. Make us some easy. And so easy check more the ban and say. Yeah, every time. And did register no my parties now. Say data yeah you be say no enka ho. And so next we be sad dear. You be kwa analyze. Any enka who say say the computer fast day. But this is data about 18 million a year extracted. Then again, data BIC the better abonten no. Also to me justified. It is a easy ecosystem no more chase our data na. The na easy can no say. I was say me santenas bio. Na me won say Okakwe North Immaculate Conception Roman School. Number na wo ho no. Sa na iti ebekeka kaboma over 40,000 polling stations. And sana ebeyi epie because easy and what say easy a release data be assign especially this time all can say register a certified and a final a year register obia agi atomo say and no ne aye hujumo obia peneso say and no any de beto aba and say take it from last week e bra na easy it's almost a week but hey pano data na NDC4 no omusaka me pa bono no say sa adwen po na amanfo di tu obi etimu say NDC wini abeya na cheso obi awiemu ye munyimfi ho because e kwa battle I can't see any echo me ye hu say bibia e da ho finchim register na ye de beto aba no obi age pin say register and ye de to aba say register ukọ police station nipa say na woso enti da e beto aba no nipa say e beto aba emfa nsembia emma ye call Supreme Court 2013 e ka chen say elections no obedi nkunim anaso obedi nkugu a ye de ebesi wo police station na de ebesi wo easy nipa over 18 million were registered and then na easy beye NDC etime winning elections MPP etime winning elections and the same easy chairman easy ankasa de me fi say ade e wo se ye as omam no say ye be support easy adwuma e ma na akofenchem ama obi age pene say say easy aye no e ma playing field na aye fair into obi edi nkunima eye senior Ghana for epen sa na ye de ye kan ye de ye nka eyi bia but sa adwempo na amanfo di tu obi adwen mu say MPP we need dia na che secretary asise amanfo nyi field
okay
we
pass come December 7 you better aba no enya be bia no
obviously me that say Kofi just walk us through what's happening in parliament. People are becoming disappointed in members of parliament. What's the problem?
Why would they become disappointed in members of
a certain behavior especially on the part of the minority.
Say minority are here then.
Say mo kotina majority na ye
Let's say you majority says here. You see one thing Nkofo say omu ehunu say parliament works with procedure and processes. We have our standing orders that guides in processes. Even the court kasa ewa abontin. And now executive per se ye bibi kura ye wo processes ye befa edi this argument. Hanunti na emrabia aban de ba say omo betumi ama kwan say yenkoye galamsey ewo kwaye numa ya to say eye reserve no. Abra omo ye omo adun say omo pese omo ebe yi sa amra no free ho no according to the attorney general no o say the same way wonanti ewura mu ebe mu no sa kwan no so na o say wonanti ye den epie. Many of us suggested say nka omumbra just by a mere motion keke to get it out, and because both sides have agreed.
Bring a motion to take the CIL out.
To take the airline now, mandating president to permit mining in forest reserves and
they should come by a motion.
We just said Anka, they should do that. And yes, simpler and straightforward. But the Attorney General, the advice now do come and say, or say, omuye process and na embed that parliament for 21 sitting days. Because sa kwano and omuye then omufe mu edimra no buy.
So he didn't want to go out by the window.
So but we thought say because one now you say this very session of parliament yentina for 21 sitting days. Yentina for 21. There was no way we're going to get 21 sitting days. And you know say you cut that route now. And yentumi nsesa. And no na Emma some NDC members, sponsor a private members motion and a bill. They say, "Young amended section 3(2) of sa you to me amended and also the same effect as having withdrawn the entire LI because section 3(2) no na Emma Akwenya say mampeni be to me amakwan say yenkoye mining in the forest reserves and what have you." So these were the things that were happening. And now, the president, and we work with president. In the 7th Parliament, Speaker Michael Kwe applied Article 97 1G. Or apply 1G. 1G, maybe in Kofobibeka say, NSO Street was applied. And it affected Honorable Andrew Esiama of Fomena say the party no edin ba parliament no afide onka party no hu biom because wa ye den wa ko independent enti onka party no hu biom nti ni seat no aba be ye vacant enti from that day na speaker here ni pronouncement 7th November no ontumi emma as what member of parliament me sure say at that time me Fuseni now or parliament part. Now they need JA because now party whip. Ya whipping it say more the one year. So any J bebre e buy. And I hear the call ye. And I feel the ya benya 3 persons are almost omu parliament in the name of political parties. And now through the same process almost are independent. I feel the parties in a per se and now raise information but obi biara to me at the facts at the bread to the attention of Mr. Speaker where the mandate constitutionally is vested in that person to make an indication or pronouncement so as the person to be able to go and through petition and statement or back on the petition by and another one so the statement by the statement was commented upon. And a speaker, ebema the indication as to the value judgment of statement now. But it was a ruling
on the statement.
On the statement, well, you can consider it because it has effect.
The speaker ruled
I'm saying that it has effect. Once it has once it has effect, statements we have varied statements. The time allotted for statements in our standing orders, said statement is only in this way or that way. Statements can lead to the speaker directing, say, informing even an ad hoc committee to look into the matter. A statement can lead to a referral of the matter to a standing committee or a select committee, say, a statement can also lead to an indication because my statement parliament very early days on cocoa issues. So time no now inform me even now we didn't even have ministers and the rest. The first deputy speaker was the one presiding. He used the opportunity and ordered for certain actions to be taken. So in the first time statement has resulted in orders being given by the person presiding. The first deputy speaker has done so on my statement. President Yese will be his statement, made me statement in relation to cocoa. So Mr. Speaker gave the indication and he indicated in the statement now, you're on that statement, and he said, well, there's precedent, but he is not bound by that precedent. Now, so he can rely on it and further expatiate it. And in Bebre, now, Omone Professor Michael Kwekra, Anya Adwin, based on the expatiations, Mr. Speaker, Alban Bagme de Mayeno, Emma Omafi Dion say, no, it made a lot of sense. Speaker Ukwe ne ruling made a lot of sense now based on further elucidation. Well, once it's been governed on, Parliament works with that. Because Parliament, we deal with numbers. And the same, Mr. Speaker, yeba Parliament in January 2021. Now, you say, you equal numbers. MPP 137, NDC 137. But the same, Mr. Speaker, now, okay, say, well, or Makwan say independent and indicate, say, okay, obey, say, and obey, say, he will give some indication, a normal indication. And that was where he introduced a coinage, the majority group. So the MPP, there's no MPP majority caucus. And no, the MPP is the majority caucus. MPP is no majority caucus. What we have is not a majority caucus. What we have is a majority group. Because they're a plus one. The independent member cannot join to form a caucus.
So the party MPP is not
it's not a majority. It's a majority group.
The group comes in.
The group comes in because the independent has been added. One fine independent and come on, then they are no majority. So we have MPP caucus.
Which is not wrong.
Which is not wrong.
137,
137. Say, friend MPP caucus leader, and he say, as far as we are concerned, based on the 17th October ruling of Mr. Speaker, the independent member of Parliament is no more part of us. Until we go through any other process to resign our decisions based on Yankrofo say Supreme Court aka. Because we are not a party to anything at the Supreme Court.
It's not been effected in Parliament.
It's not been effected.
So you are going by what the Speaker has said.
What the Speaker has done. The Supreme Court aka has not been effected in Parliament. That is never the
effective Brad Speaker
Ediabetuja. You see, on the 22nd of October, the Speaker attempted to make us aware. Say he said he has been served with the process. And per the understanding of what the Speaker sought to do on the 22nd of October, and he said, who said, sir, directives are every court ever, and the process that was served on him also. And he said, Parliament will have to take a decision. And on the 22nd, he adjourned because now you need quorum for decision. Because Parliament had already taken a decision on the 17th of October. So Parliament needed to go through a decision process to either resign its decision or affirm its 17th October decision, despite the new facts that Parliament would have become aware of. But because now you inform me the decision quorum ninti, he adjourned Senate. Then we were recalled based on Standing Order 53 and Article 1123. So we were recalled and I buy on the 7th of November based on the recall. I think based on the recall, no. Almost Speaker say on Frey, Speaker Frey. Luckily for them, caucus leader, the minority caucus leader, Afenyo Marking, the MPP caucus.
But that's where the challenge is. It's not a minority.
It's minority.
No.
As far as Parliament,
as far as our Supreme Court is concerned, the status quo remains same.
Look,
but it's not been effected in Parliament.
Supreme Court don't announce who is minority or majority.
Perfectly agree.
And yes, Supreme Court no announce.
Nobody challenges you on that score.
And I'm saying that.
But there,
as far as yen working document, and then Ukofa Parliament Hansard.
No, that one. Yeah.
Ukofa Parliament Hansard. Ukofa the official report. Ukofa the votes and proceedings as corrected on the 22nd of October. No, HSA, the MPP is minority. That is the record that we have in the House. That record no, has not been corrected by any other process. In Crawford, yes, sir. And your court and ebe determine say a majority, a minority, and so on and so forth. The court cannot do that. You go through your processes. So as far as we are concerned, that entity or the minority leader and leader of MPP caucus, Afenyo Maki, luckily, Mpensenpensenmu nkyerɛ say Omasisa leader of government business. And to fire standing orders, the chair of business committee is leader of government business. The chair of business committee is a leader of what? Government business. And Afenyo Maki is the chair of business committee. He had the responsibility to summon a business committee meeting. Omobe adapt whatever they want to adapt.
Sitting where? Sitting where? Sitting where? Right side or left side of our?
Well, make a business committee. The committee they omushia or committee. Baby on person omushia bia. You say ni mo be omushia or baby. Omushia, he is the chair, and once it's recognized in your standing order, say it is the leader of government business that is the chair of the business committee. You cannot fight that. Atuforson is majority leader, but not leader of government business.
Atuforson is
the majority leader now, but not leader of government business. Afenyo Maki is still leader of government business, so he's the chair of that committee. Atuforson, as majority leader, drew the attention of the class and said, make a business committee, but the committee has not met to propose business or even to consider the issues omu petition Mr. Speaker to be added to the business. That hadn't happened. And the chair of the business committee alone cannot sit somewhere and decide, say, I've agreed, say, in business. No, we don't do that. And Fuseni knows that's not what happens. You preside over a meeting. He knows. He knows. And even at committees level, you don't even have original vote. Say Bibi Banas or say Yetuaba, the chair of the committee don't have an original vote.
He has a casting vote.
Well, he has a casting vote. That is if there's a tie. If there's a tie.
It's all committees of parliament.
And I'm saying yes.
All committees of parliament.
I'm only trying to indicate the fact, say, what the chairman, the position of a chairman. Say, Ono says, because Matthew baby say, Ono catch clerk and they say, the recall is based on something. And the issues now, you raise on the petition, and the issues for consideration
as a chairman of that committee, he didn't have the authority to do that.
No, you don't have the authority to do that.
Oh, okay.
You don't have the authority to do that. Look, I'll show you the standing orders, both current standing orders and then old one. It doesn't give the chairman those rights. Obey So Afenyo didn't call the business committee meeting. So the house didn't have any business to transact. That was the main problem. The house didn't have any business to transact. Mr. Speaker now have to adjourn our Senate because of what? Lack of business. But the mandate of committees generally, consideration of reports, realignment of blah 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 blah. So Ubaha business committee. The business committee comprises the leader of government business as chairperson, stated clearly. But Mamenka Bibibium, report of committees. The deliberations and recommendations of a committee shall be presented to the House in the form of a report. In the form of a report. But
collectively.
Collectively. The committee shall consider and adapt the report prior to presentation of the report to the House.
It didn't say the chairman.
It didn't say the chairman.
Okay, hold on.
And the report shall be signed by the chairperson and the clerk to the committee.
Okay, so
Omo consider the anyway. Now Mujituma, the chair was signed, the clerk was signed, then it is now presented to us. And my colleague Honorable Fuseni knows that say you were in normal sitting timer. You were in normal sitting timer. Those times every Friday, you presented the business for the ensuing
week. Fuseni made understand what I'm
saying. Night is near only go next week. Also say cry. But
you understand what's happening in Parliament this year?
Oh, Nyamiadom. Nyamiadom, my say enchia Kofi Adams. Na menchia wahwefo. Na Kwesianda no Minister of Education. Honorable
Educhum.
Opa education the yaye and a initiative
massive
at the airco 2024 elections. Opa Dr. Mahmoud Baumia initiative.
Yeah, parliament.
Crown within the last 8 years. Answer the bebe mem. Beba bem. We share senior high school. We share boys and I say emrantie 100 bia Emma 68 and a compare and then we share a mema now say rantie 100 bia Emma 106 and a compare and no child impactor free SHS and aye in the life of the girl child and you say Ghana for a share they can say you all food their panel on the piano at this idea I didn't want Ghana for no say we a huge indicator. Yes, they say, "Nay, you buy you an anchor sometime, be no. Odum Pempensenpensenmu be having all her housemaid, and a son face just in it. Munya Kunya, Ekusuku. And so research is what baby I say. Once you improve upon enrollment, it has a direct impact on the gross domestic product of the country. It's Ghana for. At this idea, I cannot say. Ha, Pempensenpensenmu, and ye did at the children this year. I could see. Munkoso na mo chance. Na me wie no na me ba parliament nsem. Enyem na me ko.
Na baby a odi kofa e dey sen ko seb.
Oh, na so nyamre ana nye dey opera.
Wo dey me ko parliament street. No, wo dey me ko parliament. And say waka education na say ma nka ma ye yie no fi.
Onya out time no, oye.
Bizi,
onya out time.
What na ho ma.
One ka koko.
Debi man ka koko asem. Me
oh ma dey, wa kasa sa dey na me.
Now baby a wo kofa raw food.
Be nice. In the words of Honorable Muntaka, Osegbagbe is the worst speaker in the annals of the history of Parliament of Ghana. Media, Adom, I was in Parliament when Bagbe, the current speaker, he was the longest serving member of Parliament. That time, he a friend, the father of the house in the 8th Parliament, and he was the second deputy speaker at the time. And then, senior. On the 7th of January 2021, numbers no you could see ye. Yenya 137 plus 1, and now 137 no. Kaufi say, obi ebet me and so parliament mo a preside and yenya productive parliamentar. And how share current speaker yeah, could be any nichi. Could be any nichi. He rightfully no. He know because of his experience. Longevity our house room. He was there when he started. Or when he started. Into abakwa sema wo parliament nyina no. Ekutano. And you expect to say obi say no nka obeye speaker no. You expect to say obeye obi o tenekunwemu a obedi asem na na so obe preside obedi chairman no e ma na kosi. Come. Ghana for ebenya ho faso. Now so 8th parliament e dey na ehu entokwa e wo parliament. Since I started parliamentary democracy in 1993, menkai anytime yes, maybe no be bobi asum parliament. Obi bobi asum parliament. But then to kwaye who parliament in this. That is what the 8th parliament is known for. And na me who bia me dey say behavior na down no send the speaker. Cause so sure any decisions are we take who parliament nyina e be si hoya. Oh my bansen you could see. What do you obey Russia bedroom charme dressing crown as and obey who know dress it so. Who not in you? Who you be at what preside I would charm oh Russia bedroom.
Oh, so exhibiting
your beer
tradition also is being questioned.
That's why you know say make the anchor and one on. And you Namiko, Muntaka say. So only na anya adwen an officer what time and I say who undermine no. Enyam na make Muntaka na kai. Na so obi so ewo mo di akotene pass answer na Kingsford Right Honorable Kingsford man of Badwam base speaker Muntaka. Ono oka enyam be fu say ni na make so ada no na metime dem na me hwe TV. Muntaka na ekon one ni moja ekon ye. Speaker ebe ye speaker. Asemi ne fire by no. At what point now determine say we mu and a year majority we mu na year minority. Hey, ye mra wo memo no yakun ena ye ka ye wo bakosem bebre a kire say to me na e be kire say member of parliament collective qualify so betina register bedum and so on qualify no any speaker answer article 99 and they say the High Court shall have jurisdiction to hear and determine any question whether a person has been validly elected as a member of parliament or the seat of a member of parliament becomes vacant.
Any question.
Article 99.
Any question.
Any speaker answer. So Babet na mrashe bedwum. No aka say we unqualified. You can't know the question speaker okwe. Speaker okwe DM. I was a member of parliament. And I make us I was a member of parliament. They didn't see ye. Adom ko na from New Patriotic Party no. Aye political party. No political party na we rode on that political party to become members of parliament. I can say papi we feel equal. That's all the equal on the bar. On the equal on the equal MPP and you know MPP Adom speaker say papi
omuchi speaker address so
so say MPP mu it is say MPP no the bar mrashe bedwemu a enesa akonya no ya twe on asa
ede na esi enti a ofri MPP no
enti osensen ho
ede na esi
sa na ye troko my speaker enti na I was a speaker take decision and I make chair and I make chair what you go say even at the time as speaker could take it that decision there were prominent members of the MPP they disagreed with the speaker just because of article 99 I said sadam na no ye di asem bi a ene ye hu say ya anye ni years adana and I was here to as one. Ufum kuma. And I ufum kuma. Exactly. Sadano say who said yeah no. And him rano and to bra. And no chese we should continue. And then AC. For the first time. And no crap say obi a statement for parliament. It's that time to cry me because honorable Harun Idisu eka watamale sanko ba parliament ono ebe move motion yanko he na me amadamfo ato honorable ato forcing the minority leader and also jumping in with the statement the afina asem nya ko emanya hu say when he move one statement
there was no problem at all. There was no problem.
And say, oh, your statement. Based on the statement, speaker, I can say, watching 4 MPs as and I make her say to me, no. Any speaker can say. Any speaker can say, Obi FP say.
He's repeating.
Because of the decision now that MPs not taken no. Of Uncle High Court. Okay, the chief question as some Bokwa sem review sa na twie dila no ne ayarga mu sem si oboko ni nyina no High Court na di no ye ndi no Supreme Court ndi no Parliament enti what is changed and then the coy that sata wotie a majority leader honorable Afenyo Make isenkomo won eto de bia enye nyamani nyina na ye kana bon but ye push us na wo se oba na obeyiwa enkwatwe at the time no me the pronouncement honorable Afenyo Make aka say at the time o Supreme Court according to the chechiremu for article 97 1G no speaker was aware no catch them so you can take your whatever decision now so make Supreme Court here institutional yin nyina ya ji atom enya na enke minim so obi betimi adapt to the interpretation Supreme Court de beba constitution provision because media jintu now share press conference na speaker na no na okay say he believes in the supremacy of the constitution but not in the Supreme Court.
Yes,
the Supreme Court is the constitution because
Supreme Court is not the constitution.
Me metimi aka provision bi me de menti ase be ejuma kofi metimi aka that same provision or the menti ase be ejuma but Supreme Court and no what say to me no or be can say provision na work constitution no
but that they are not the constitution.
They are not.
Why
They are not. Or say Supreme Court is the constitution. Supreme Court is the constitution. No, the fact that you interpret doesn't mean you are the constitution. The fact because they have misinterpreted the constitution before. That is why they have departed from their own. Sometimes others in the past. Otherwise, once the Supreme Court has spoken on the matter,
you will disagree with the Supreme Court. It's right. It's your right. And no, you have as you can appeal. You can go for the review of the decision. It's provided by the Constitution. But the case has to be made. Say Supreme Court on Kwan, and we say to me now. Or the
so I understand. Say who is now the majority?
Oh, NPP Supreme Court can say stay.
Supreme Court.
Or say Speaker. Sir, oh, yeah.
We are going by what our Speaker. Not the Supreme Court has said.
That's Supreme Court determined majority.
Ebra speak Supreme Court. Stay the decision of the Speaker. Didn't he appeal against it?
He did.
If he didn't recognize the Supreme Court, why did he appeal? Why didn't he?
No. Instructions in Supreme
Court. Certainly. Well, let's not get confused by the provisions. Say, Parliament is a master of its own rules and can determine. Yes, to an extent. But whatever Parliament does is subject to the Constitution, which is the supreme law.
Yes.
And the Parliament cannot do anything illegal within Parliament and say we are the master of our own rules. No. When we in the past, when the standing orders of Parliament has been has been disagreed with the provisions of the Constitution is always be carried. Look, the Speaker has plunged our Constitution, our democratic, into a constitutional crisis.
Oh, how?
Oh, of course, we don't have a functioning Parliament.
Oh, how?
We don't have a functioning Parliament.
Says who?
For two occasions.
Says who?
For two occasions.
How?
Because of that pronouncement he made. Because of that pronouncement. At what time? One may ask. At what time do you determine who is majority, who is minority?
Wow.
At what time? He has plunged our democracy into constitutional crisis. And he, as quick as he finds a political solution to this, the better for him.
Okay, Makofi wrap up.
Onima, Omahini.
Wrap up.
Mientia, they be a make catch Ghana for mu team and opay. Says Amika say MPP Amanyoku, Amanyoku, or say Udio Muichi, because Omu any asema Omukan. Nya Omu bekane. Ubeti no would dream say no mo de be ye djuma o china no mo mfa ye djuma
Kofi Jaisa
omo principles be ni ho
they don't have
convenience nkwa convenience as and when
it no Adom ye
as and when
e abere mu dia na mako
say MPP convenience so enti wo tie won would dream say asem a omoka asem na to asum enti me de be ye djuma no wo dada wo
settings party
convenience
exactly.
Convenience
exactly. Because yenimenti say yempese ochina party bi ba beka say ye say anase say ya yemra enti yemfa ye djumanti abra na ye chiro constitution ye sheda article 55 before even the 97 so ye pese ye di in order of chronology, Article 55 already demanded BB from an organization and some a political party. 55(7) under political parties, organization of political parties. 55(7) say for purposes of registering, a prospective political party shall furnish the Electoral Commission with a copy of its constitution. Enti ansa na yebe register MPP Amanyoku omo constitution dia
emre bi ni ho a constitution
na make I said tie I am quoting from the national constitution open article 55
na make I say emre bi ni ho a asose
emre bi ni ho a asose rapon we
yes
see ansa na we be register because whatever you put in there must be acceptable must follow
fit into
the national constitution. And FITIA, Electoral Commission, will reject you, will call you to order. And they say, we call the MPP constitution forfeiture of membership. It fits clearly into Article 97. Because the constitution designed to protect multi-party democracy. And nothing I will call Article 3. Look, you say Parliament cannot legislate. Parliament cannot legislate. Parliament shall have no power to enact a law establishing a one-party state. And the constitution religiously protects parties, multi-party democracy. And nothing the constitution no mark one say, Ubeba Parliament in the name of a party. Now I sorry say we call independent. And that's what has happened. But the MPP, no, they don't have principles. It's only convenience. On the issue of what? Education, look, me catch them saying, NDC, you won't even a bigger problem. Free SHS. You see, you dembrabe taichi regular source of funding. Now you start the university. Parliament. It has not been made.
Afterwards,
so that you will not just remain at the lower level.
Really?
In that 3 days, they have not even consulted.
And not 3 days, which means majority.
After December 17th,